We need to talk about bathrooms. Hello, Sims Crisis Hotline. How may I direct your call? Today's Crisis Hotline is all about bathrooms. I'm going to take you through a few quick layouts that you can just plonk down and move on with so that you can get back to doing the fun parts of your build. To start off with, if you have one of the expansion packs for The Sims 4 that allows you to have a standalone shower, you can make a bathroom with just 3 tiles, which is really handy for any of those places where you don't have much space left over, but you really need some sort of a bathroom. You will not get a bath in this bathroom, but by placing your shower opposite your door, and then your toilet facing in towards the shower, and your sink facing back towards the toilet, this is all perfectly functional for your Sims, and can be plonked in most places in a build. You could even just add on a little 3x1 section to anywhere in most builds, and you've got yourself a fully functional bathroom. Again, if you've got the expansions with the standalone showers, you can do a 2x2 room with just a shower, a toilet, and a sink. Similar sort of thing, but a bit different placement. Or what I like to do for a 4x2 is I like to just have a powder room. I think it's quite nice, especially on multi-level builds. Just putting down a toilet and a sink with a mirror. We're not going to go into mirrors in this. And then that's a nice place for guests to be able to use the bathroom and freshen up a bit when they arrive, maybe, without having to go into the family full bathroom. Now we delve into some base game territory, and in a 3x2 bathroom, you can actually kit out a fully functional bathroom with a tub if you want to use a 2-in-1 shower tub combo. So if you put your shower tub on one side and then on the other side, put down your toilet and your sink, this is again fully functional. You can also swap this out for just a shower if you don't want a tub, or just a tub if you don't want a shower for some reason, but I like to have the shower option at least for all of my Sims because showers take a lot less time than just a bath. In a 4x2 shaped bathroom, we start to be able to have things like separate baths and showers. So if you put down your enclosed shower there, plonk down a toilet beside it, and then opposite here, you can fit a standalone tub. And then with tubs, it's important to note that they need to be able to access the tap side. So you can put down a sink just here along the wall, and that will still be perfectly functional for your Sims. They can get into the bath, they can get into the shower, go to the toilet, all that they need. Now, a 3x3 bathroom is where things start to feel a little more realistic to me in terms of building Sims houses that kind of feel like real life houses. So in this bathroom, we are able to fit a shower and a tub next to each other, but I put that shower on the wrong side. So we put the shower on that side, and then we can put a tub next to it. Both of those are perfectly functional, and then we can put our toilet up against this wall. I always like to have my toilets in a corner because that means I can put the toilet roll holder easily reachable for your Sims. Even though they're not actually a playable item, I just like that little level of realisticness. And then over here, we can put just a single sink like this, or we can start to get a counter. So we can put down a counter in here like that, and then get a countersink, which gives us a little bit more option in, we can have some clutter over on this tabletop here. You can put down some candles, you can put down combs, whatever your little heart desires, and you can really start to do a little bit more storytelling with this size of bathroom. Not that you can't with smaller ones, but there's definitely more room, literally and figuratively, in a 3x3 bathroom to tell the story of your Sim family. Now we get to start delving into some more of the funky shapes that bathrooms might end up as. And for me personally, I absolutely love giving my bathrooms this little one tile addition, because that means I can put in literally any shower that I want, and it's nicely contained. So you could go ahead and put down a standalone shower in there. It's nice, it's like its own little alcove, it feels like a fully enclosed shower. But also, if you don't want to do that, or you don't have access to a standalone shower, your fully contained showers fit really nicely on that tile, and it leaves you a lot of extra room for other things. In here, we can still fit our standard tub, we can put a toilet opposite the shower, and we can even fit a basin opposite the door. You can also put the door over here. You can move things around a bit, but for me, this would be the ideal layout for this, with the door here or the door here. So here we've got a bit more of an L-shaped bathroom, and we've got our door down here on the bottom. For this bathroom, I would go ahead and put my shower facing into the door because you need that space, that tile available for both the door and the shower, but they can overlap. I would then put a tub around the corner here in its nice little own little alcove, makes it a little fancy, plus it just fits nicely. And then I would go ahead and put my toilet in the corner and my basin next to the shower. It's nice, it's easy to get to everything for your Sims, it's from overhead, very easy to play, and it's a good, simple, basic layout for this shape. 4x3 is another fairly common bathroom size that I tend to come across. In this one, I like to take advantage of some half walls and sort of divide up the space a bit, but I would also actually probably maybe lean more towards using a standalone shower, but that's just personal taste. For argument's sake, let's stick to a enclosed, full, complete shower, whatever you want to call it. I would put this down in this little one spot here. I would then put my tub next to it. And then I would actually go in and I would grab a half wall. And I would place a half wall. I would put a half wall either there, or you could put it straight there. I would leave it there like that. And then I would put my toilet behind the half wall. So it just means design-wise, your Sims can come into the bathroom and they're not greeted by a toilet, because who really wants to look at a toilet? I would then put probably a 3 counter across there, because 3 counters are quite nice in The Sims and bathrooms, because it means your sink can still be centered, or you can have his and hers sinks if you really want to. But for this, we're just going to put the 1, and then in this spot here, I would take advantage of the laundry day pack and I would put a hamper there. So it's where your Sims are going to get changed. It makes sense to have the hamper for them there. Okay, so you've done your layout and you've been left with this sort of a shaped bathroom that has a bit of a diagonal in it. I've forgotten to put a door down for this, but let's imagine the door is just down here at the bottom. I would once again go in with my shower, take up this space and overlap the door space with the entry space to the shower. I'd then put down my tub beside the shower again, and I would have my toilet over in this corner here, facing that way, and then I would put my pedestal sink here, or you could maybe put it over here if you're feeling extra fancy. Either place will work, it just depends what you think looks good. You can even put it a little bit away, that's definitely enough room for a Sim to go to the bathroom there. And then you can fancy it up a bit with some rugs and your color and your decor, and that's a nice spacious bathroom that you can still make to feel very purposeful and intentional. So you've become quite fortunate in your layout and you've got a fairly big bathroom, but it's this kind of awkward U-shape. Immediately when I look at a U-shaped bathroom like this, I'm going to divide it into 2 halves. For this, on the left, we're going to have our bathing and showering side, and then on the right, we're going to have our toilet side. So the first thing I would do is I would look for a sink in the middle, because that's where we're going to come into and see. So what I would do in this space is I would put, excuse me, Ruby, sorry. I know, darling, it's not fair, but I can't reach the button. I would put an end piece bench top over on that side, the other end piece over on this side. It'll take a little bit of finessing and is a little bit fancy. If you're just after simple, just put down a simple pedestal sink. It will still look amazing. But if you've got the time and you want to make it a bit fancy, you can do that and then put down a sink. If the sides are clipping through, just swap out the sinks, finesse the sides. But that is what I would do there. I would then put down a bath over in this corner. The shower I would put here. And then over here, I would put my toilet. And I would put my toilet on this wall here. And you could even look at extending the wall out if you so wanted to hide that bathroom, that toilet. So you could go that, which would make your sink issue a lot easier because you could just put down 3 full-size. Ruby's pushing all the buttons. You could just put down 3 full-size countertops, and that would fill out that space very nicely. And then you've got room to hang things on the wall. Nice big mirror in the middle there. And I'm talking like, where is it? You can even go a little bit crazy and have like this full mirror. That does get a little bit annoying in gameplay, but a mirror like that takes up the space and frames your bathroom very, very nicely. You've maybe bathroomed a little too close to the sun and you have lucked into an absolutely ginormous bathroom space. What do you do with this? Immediately what you should do is you should divide it off into sections using walls. So I would put down something like that. I'd probably tuck my toilet away over here, and I would have a sink in the front here. Going back to what we just did, I would probably put down 3 counters along the front here. Oops. But I would position them properly. And then either his and her, a sink in the middle, or his and hers sinks, depending on where this is placed, what you're feeling, what your vibe is. And then put your toilet down here. It's nice and separated from everything else. And then you have this space around here for your shower and your bathtub. You could potentially, if you wanted to, put down one of the fancy schmancy corner spas, and you could still get a shower in here. Loads of space there going on. You could even, if you so wanted to, put a spa bath down and you could still fit a normal tub. But I would probably put like a hamper, maybe even a chair if you wanted to get extra fancy and have a really rich, fancy bathroom. But as an intro to this, this is immediately what you do. If you've got too big a space, divide it up with walls. It's still one room. If I click on this, I can still upload it to the gallery as one room. But you've got clear, defined spaces, and it makes the space feel more intentional and not quite so cavernous. So that's it for the bathroom crisis hotline. Let me know in the comments if there is another bathroom shape that you would like me to tackle for a basic layout. Remember always though that these are the quickest, most easiest layouts that you can do. There are obviously millions of things you can do with the bathroom in The Sims, millions of positions you can put things in. This is just if you want to get your bathroom done and move on with your life. These are some easy layouts that you can just slap on down and then go build the heckin' cool kitchen. I've been Firiniel, and thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Bye!